Here's some more breaking news. It's coming in. United States strikes rebel group Houthis in Yemen. Large-scale military strikes against Houthis. At least 19 have been killed so far in U.S. strikes on Houthis. Trump tells Houthis, stop or hell will rain down. This is the biggest U.S. military operation in the Middle East since Trump came to power. Trump warns Iran to halt support to Houthis. My colleague Gaurav Sawant is joining me on the phone line with more details. Gaurav, we're learning that U.S. strikes, U.S. has struck rebel group Houthis in Yemen and 19 have been killed so far. Trump has warned Iran to halt support to Houthis. What more can you tell us on this?
This is a massive airstrike that has taken place on Houthi rebels. It's a very, very major statement of intent that comes from U.S. President Donald Trump. You've read out what he posted on Truth Social when he said that he's ordered the U.S. Armed Forces to carry out strikes on the Houthi terrorists, as he's called them. The Houthi rebels are a very strong support system of Iran. And it's not just in, the Iran-Israel conflict, which started with Hamas attacking Israel on the 7th of October 2023. The Houthis and the Hezbollah supporting, the Hamas in carrying out joint strikes at Israel. But look at it the other way, how it's adversely impacting the entire world, with Houthi rebels or Houthi terrorists targeting Chile, and it's difficult for commercial shipping to take place in the Red Sea region beyond, to cross the Suez Canal and trade and commerce between Asia and, the United States of America and Europe. Transatlantic trade and commerce was adversely impacted from this region because Houthi rebels would target shipping lanes of communication. Because the retaliation had been so poor in the past that their guts increased and they'd even targeted U.S. warships, and there was a very limp response during the Biden administration. But the U.S. President Donald Trump has promised massive retaliation, and this is just the beginning of that massive retaliation. So initial information, since it's still happening, they are targeting the missile silos and missile launch bases and their ability and the ability of the Houthis to strike Red Sea region. It remains to be seen how much will this be intensified, whether their ports will be destroyed, whether their leadership will be taken out. These 19 deaths is just perhaps the tip of the iceberg, Chetna. It's a huge development that's taking place.
Absolutely, Gaurav. And, this is also coming at a time when the United States has ramped up sanction pressure on Tehran while also trying to bring it to the negotiating table over its nuclear program. So how does that play out here?
All of it are tactics to isolate Iran. In fact, and that is what also explains Iran's response. But you're absolutely right. He's trying to get Iran to give up on nuclear weapons, something that Iran does not want to do, and their leadership has made that very clear. The way Israel has targeted the Hezbollah, before the Hezbollah, Hamas, they've taken out the Islamic Jihad terrorists. They've targeted the leadership in Syria. Unfortunately, Syria is in chaos ever since Bashar al-Assad was compelled to leave and is in hiding in Russia. So it just goes on to show the entire support system or the axis of resistance, as Iran called it. The entire support system has been destroyed or is in disarray. Hamas terrorists, most of their leadership is dead. Hezbollah terrorists, most of their leadership are dead. Bashar al-Assad has been forced to leave his country. His country now virtually in the hands of Islamic State terrorists, which means massive chaos in Syria. So Iran increasingly is isolated now with Houthis being targeted. Remember, Houthis in the past have even targeted Saudi Arabia and their Aramco oil network, their oil pipelines. So it's a huge action that's being taken by Donald Trump right now. Many analysts have argued, why didn't Biden do this? This should have happened much earlier. It started happening. It remains to be seen how intense will it be in the days and weeks ahead to ensure that sea lanes of communication are restored once again, a promise that was made by Donald Trump.
Absolutely, Gaurav. Thank you for bringing us those details on that story.